Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ebro in the morning without Ebro.
No Ebro today.
He is sitting home with a fat lip, like Fat Lip from The Far Side. But our bro Wale is here today, sipping on what is that? A macchiato of some?
A little culotta latte.
A little culotta, actually.
Drugs.
Just some straight drugs.
No. It's shit fire too. This is a pumpkin cheesecake milkshake from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh,
It's a wave.
well, it's the season. You're in the fall season.
It's wavy. I'm going to get another one.
I'm actually very excited to be talking to Wale today because I just watched the trailer for the album About Nothing, and it's like Wale, for people who don't know, the basis of most of our friendship is about wrestling, and
Not basis.
well, no, it didn't start with wrestling, but now these days we
Because
spend
we
most of our time.
DC dudes, we love hip hop. That's
Yeah.
the first and foremost.
Actually, yeah, we didn't talk about wrestling for the first few years, but these days we talk a lot about wrestling.
But how did you guys connect with wrestling? How did you know that he was even into wrestling?
You know what it is? Because we understand, like, people are like, oh, it's fake. We like it for the business of it and, like, the savviness and the psychology and what goes into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what guides the relationship or that aspect of the relationship.
Yeah, and he came up to me at a show. It was at the Schoolboy Q show in Silver Spring, Maryland, right near where we're both from. And he came up to me and was like, "Yo, dog, I just got the network." He goes, "I'm back." That was a direct quote.
And I've been here ever
And he's been
since.
back ever since. So the reason I bring that up is because I think that in this promo, which you should all go watch, the trailer for Album About Nothing, is the most open I've ever seen you be. It's like you let every wall down and you were just like, this is who I am, these are my flaws, and that this is what the album's gonna be. What inspired you to just let everything go and just let everyone see who you really are?
It happens after a while. That comes after, like, you know, you've been around the block a couple times. Like, dog, it's exhausting holding everything back. You know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating. So it's just like, after a while, you're just like, all right, man, this is where we at. Like, this is how it's gonna go. You know? I mean, like, you give more of yourself every go around. You know, the first lap, you're super guarded. You don't know what's going on. Second one, I know you. This is what you.
I'm not sure about this one, but
Third one,
thought I
oh,
liked
we
this
want-
guy. I don't like this guy.
Fourth one, and then it's just like, you know what? All right, so y'all know that from last time, but you didn't know this. Oh, that's it. That's everything. Here I am.
well, it's also freeing because if you're completely yourself, you can't really make mistakes.
I did an interview the other day, and I was just like, they was like, "Son, you know, how does it like, you know, you're emotional?" I said, "Okay, when they're trolling me, okay, I'm emotional. I respond. Now what? What else is there to talk? Like, okay, what did you win any money? Did you do what did you do? Did you get another life? What did you do? You know,
Another life?
yeah. Did you power up? Like, okay, you figured that out. Okay, cool. Like, everybody knows that. 1, 2, what now? All right, now can we get to the music? Oh, I'm better than most of y'all making that, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I'm at now. Like, all right, cool. So what, you don't like me because I'm emotional? That's a stupid reason not to like somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's a stupid reason not to like one of the best people making music because you don't like he's emotional. Okay, what? Okay, you are too. Like, you know.
But also,
so-
that's who makes good music.
I mean, pretty much. Drug addicts are emotional people.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they're both, bonus.
You get an emotional drug
Yeah,
addict. You're talking about the
yeah.
greatest music that's ever been made.
Dun, 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 dun. We just power up every time.
Oh man. So when is the album date? Do you have that yet?
We dropping that jump in the fourth quarter.
That would be December-ish.
Ish.
December adjacent.
Yeah.
So we don't have an exact date.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I want people to know is this project it matters, dog. Like, it matters for the MC, even if you're not a super Wale head. Like, we are trying to do something. When you found us, and I say us, like the Drakes, the J. Coles, and all that, we was young kids that got on essentially via the internet. We're becoming seasoned veterans now. What is the next thing we have to accomplish is changing the game, literally. And what I say that to say is, forget the chart chasing. Like, all right, cool, Benz is out. God willing, it goes in number 1 in the charts. It's something that people like, whatever. But I'm not about that. I'm about the album, the meat and potatoes of the album. I'm about what comes from that. So this album, my release date is an event, my nigga. Like, it's gotta be an event. It gotta be, this is for hip hop. Like, if this works, then we changed the game. Schoolboy Q started it. You know, Cole and Kendrick and Drake. Like, we want to do stuff where it's not so contingent upon your chart success for you to get a release date. I'm doing this so Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa and all these guys can come out with projects. John Connor can come out with projects that an exec could be like, oh, he sold out Highline Ballroom. He sold out the Mezzanine in San Francisco. So maybe we can just drop the project without chasing the charts. You know, he has a real fan base. Maybe we can believe in this artist without having to drop a formulaic record every like couple months to show that he deserves a release date. I'm trying to show, like, re-energize the hip-hop game, because there's so many dope MCs that's capable of making a Graduation, College Dropout, Reasonable Doubt, and all of these things we're capable of chasing those aspirations of making them kind of albums, but we're not getting a chance. Saigon didn't get the drop when it was his time.
No,
he didn't get the drop, and that album was incredible, but he didn't get the drop on his time because he didn't fit the formulaic way of dropping albums. Luckily, I'm of that. Luckily, I've been blessed to be able to be accepted in that and be able to drop a record that fits in that formula. But I stand for more than that. I stand for the best story never told, no pun intended, for Saigon. I stand for, like, guys like that never had the opportunity because they didn't find a Lotus Flower Bomb. They didn't find
but that's the important thing. Everything you just said is true, but then also, you still made the decision when it was time to come with the record.
I didn't do that. I did that because I liked the record.
That's what I'm saying. But it's still you still made a record. The single. But I'm trying to encourage them that we don't need that. If this album does well, we showing we don't need that. If Cole does it, if Kendrick do it, Kendrick dropped a record that doesn't necessarily fit the formula. So we don't kick it like that or nothing like that, but we're all coming from this thing where it's like, all right, these young brothers is out trying to do this and make the game their way. We're not trying to do it the way Leor and all them was doing it, because it's a new day. You know what I'm saying? It's a new day, and, you know, we should be able to drop albums based on our fan base eagerness to buy it. We shouldn't have to do it based on, oh, well, he's fifth on the charts and his number one most added isn't. Nah, like, it sounds dated to even hear it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Schoolboy Q did 150 first week, and Lecrae and all these dudes is doing respectable numbers, and I just want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of it, and I want to push that. And I want to push the fan base and the culture to support that.
Why do you care so much about being an MC? You really want people to know.
It's art. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got the best jump shot on the block, you gonna shoot for them hundreds. You gonna let's shoot for them hundreds outside, and let's see who got the best. I want to be one of the people that got the best portrait in the art gallery. I want to be that because that's what I put my time into. You know.
Well, I love when I hear rappers talking about rap. You know what I'm saying? When rappers actually care, because for so long it was kind of trendy to be like, yeah, I'm a rapper, but I don't listen to rap.
But I mean, that's how we are right now. It is like that, and it's like, you know what I'm saying. And I think I read an excerpt from what Kendrick was saying, that something like that. Like I made the mixtape About Nothing because there was a lack of balance in hip hop in 2007. There was a lack because we was Laffy Taffy and we was all that. You know what I'm saying? And there was no balance for real. You know, like the slum villages and all that weren't getting promoted the same way the Laffy Taffies was. And all due respect to D4L, because Shawty Low, a friend of mine, like that. There's no both sides. I was the dude that was gonna go see Camp Low with 3 6 Mafia tape in the car. You know what I'm saying?
And there are lots of people like you who love hip hop in general.
And that's what that's what I am. You know what I'm saying?
How is the situation at MMG with Meek at this point? Y'all straight?
I mean, you know, you show me any group, family, whatever. Show me any group of friends that never argue with each other, and I'll show you a group of fake motherfuckers.
I mean that's true. That's true. Hey, real quick, I saw you send a really nice video to August Alsina. How's he doing?
Man, he's doing good, but I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. Like, he sound like kind of weak a little bit when I talk to him on the phone, and it really messed me up, because it's like, you know, that's a young dude, healthy.
He's 22 years old, healthy guy, seemingly healthy guy.
But, you know, the funny thing about it is, when I first met August, We met on industry terms. Like we got each other numbers, just started rapping with each other, and these guys become your friends because almost by default because they're the only ones that understand your plight. Right. You guys understand each other. You guys know there's certain things that go unsaid that you understand. And on one of our first conversations, he was like, "Bro, like I always see you on like sometimes you be seeming like you mad, bro, and you know what I'm saying, like we blessed, bro, like we don't got it, you know what I'm saying." And I was like, "Yo, my nigga, like I appreciate what you're saying, but you ain't done that New York press run yet. You ain't done that New York press run. You ain't done that one."
And then he did, and he went through some stuff. And we had a whole talk with him about it afterwards.
And that's crazy.
He learned some lessons.
He had it, and I was like, you ain't been through it when they ask you the same question all day. You don't know how to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've literally tried different drugs to try to be able to cope with that. Like I've literally said, all right, I'm gonna try edibles this time. Maybe I could just answer
I think
questions.
you're all wrong, by the way, for using weed in any way to relax.
But the default, I ain't do nothing today. I'm just regular.
And you seem great. I mean, you're in a comfortable situation.
I get it very much so.
Right. This is pretty
it's like talking to the homeboy next door. But like I told August, like it gets really, really hard. And then that was the basis of our conversation yesterday. Is like it's so hard to like do everything and like please everybody because it's like you gotta please yourself, you gotta please the label, you gotta please your fans. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to let nobody down, you don't want to rub nobody wrong. And like once you rub somebody wrong, they don't know why, and then it snowballs and this and that and the third. So it's like it becomes this big psychological like mind fart. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that's what causes the crash a lot of times. And then, sometimes it's a physical crash like he had, and sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes it's worse. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes well, I mean, shit doesn't get as bad as a 3-day coma, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's rough out here. It's so hard. Like people think, oh, you complaining, man? I'd love to do that, man.
Well, I want to tell everyone a completely real story that happened with Wale that I think that would shed a lot of light on who you are as a person. I think it would be awesome to tell. We went to a wrestling show. We leave the show. And people are trying to take pictures with him, and I notice he's visibly uncomfortable. And so me just being like a dickhead friend, I keep pushing him to take pictures.
Right.
I'm like, I'll take the camera, I'll take the picture. And afterwards I text him, I'm like, yo, my man, why don't you want to take pictures? Like, you're blessed, people want to blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And you explained to me over text messaging, you were like, yo, I want to take pictures, but it makes me literally anxious to have people crowd me and ask me for pictures. It is a hard thing for me. So it's not about not appreciating the fans
at all.
It's just physically and mentally hard for you. Talk about why it's like an awkward thing for you. You just don't like.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's like kind of trying to describe a color to a blind person in some way, because it's like you guys really wouldn't, but I'll try to put it in words. It's like, in my mind, when they come out to me, I'm used to when I'm nice to somebody, it goes and then it turns into like something else, then something else, then something else, then something else, and it's like my heart start beating fast, my hands get sweaty, and then I just feel like I'm like in the room and the light is getting smaller and smaller, like. And it's like something I've been dealing with for the past like 4 or 5 years. It's just like one person comes, and then the next person, then there's a crowd, and then I'm sitting there, like my fucking heart is beating through my shirt.
But what do you think? But can you? I know it's just a mental thing, and we're all crazy in our own way. But can you recognize, like, what is there a deep-seated fear?
Yeah, because it's like especially, and I probably started off when I was younger, because where I'm from, there's no rappers, so I was young, and I remember just going places, and then like, I get swarmed, like, can you do this, 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 can you do this? And then I start to wonder, like, why isn't anybody intervening, saying, like, y'all don't realize this you're turning this man in every direction? And then it's just like a mind fuck, because you just think, like, no, is everybody crazy, or am I crazy? You know what I'm saying? And it's like one of the worst feelings, like, and I just feel like everybody's gonna ask me for something that I can't give them. At the end of the day, like, it's always gonna boil down to they're gonna ask me for something. If I say, yeah, let's take a picture, they want another one. Oh, I ain't like this angle. Can you take another one? Yo, my uncle on the phone. Can you say what's up? Yo, can we take another picture? Yo, let me get your number. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, it's always gonna turn. It's never like, thank you for the picture. he was super nice, and that's it. Because if you're super nice, it's gonna be one more thing, and if you're super nice again.
But then if you're not super nice, people go on Twitter and say, "I just met Wale. He's a fucking dickhead."
And the worst thing is, it was on my birthday, and I'm saying I was doing some stuff for KYS, and
that's a station down in DC.
And we all like we're in Jessup. We at the motocross joint.
You were keeping it super DC.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing all the love, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I took 100 pictures. We racing. We having a good time. So I get home, I check my IG. They're like, bro, you didn't even acknowledge me, man. What kind of dude are you? You ain't da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even see you. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. Like, you people just make up stuff in your head. And it's like, man, the crazy thing is, he say that, and then 2 other people be like, man, you are, that's right, you should be more appreciative of you. And I'm like, yo, where are all the people that I took pictures with? Like,
why aren't you saying he was the nicest guy ever?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was nice today.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just like, it's crazy. And it's like, people love, and when you're a celebrity, and that word's so disgusting to me. When you're a celebrity, people love to latch on to the whoever's going against you. The one with the bag is always the villain. The one with the check is always going to be the villain because he's the minority. He's the person we don't relate to.
That's very interesting. And we see that over and over again with celebrities that we once loved and get torn down. Now, of course, you've made it easy because early on, before you were able to recognize your emotion, you were trying to do both, right? You were trying to be, I'm regular Joe, I'm rapper, I'm cool guy rapper, but then you'd be like, brah, and explode, and people don't know. I think this new version of you, where everyone's just getting it all, yo, you can like him or not fucking like him, but you're being yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I love to be liked, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we all do. Isn't that why you get into entertainment? You love being liked.
People just like, people be wild, and people like, oh, I don't care, man. I don't care who like me, whatever.
They're full of shit.
That's crazy.
Everyone who says that is entertainment is full of shit.
That's what I'm saying. How you don't want to be liked, and to be liked, the more liked you are, the more financially well off you are.
Right.
Of course you want to be liked, and it's like, I would love to, like, but how? In this day and age, how can you, like? Because it's some, like, I think Lil Wayne is one of the best rappers in the world, and people hate on him, like, oh, he whack. Like, how? Like, how? In what way is he whack? Like, to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might say a line you don't like or whatever, but come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like when we was growing up, it was always Iverson versus Kobe. Like, people like Iverson because he looked like us, because he dressed like us, talked like us, and they would downgrade Kobe because he lived in Europe and all this other stuff. I'm like, dog, this nigga just dropped 70 points. Like, what you talk? Like, how you don't like that? Like, how is he sorry? Say you don't like, how is he sorry? People will say we sorry, like, oh, wow, they suck. Like, how you write a song like Go to Salvation and say I'm sorry? How you write a song like Black Heroes and say he sucked? Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
Well, you explained this to me a few years ago. We did an interview around your mixtape that you did with Clark Kent, and you said in that thing, you were like, the thing that you get most emotional about. And the reason, because I was like, why do you get so bothered by Twitter? Even though I do the same thing. But I like to ask you. I'm like, why do you get so bothered by Twitter? And you're like, because I care about fans. Like, I want them to like my... Like, listen, we're going to put up this interview, and I'm going to label it something sensational because I think this is a sensational interview. And I'm going to label it... And the truth is, I'm going to look and hope the fucking comments are good and be like, damn, they had an amazing conversation. I do care. I could tell y'all, oh, no, it's just for the craft. I like
everybody say that they don't care. Like, at this... It's gonna be like that forever.
But at the same time, I feel like, especially with social media, people do it just to get a reaction.
Nah,
from
I don't think so no more though. Because in my most vain moment, like, I'll search my name and they don't care if I'm looking or not. They just really feel like Wale's some trash. Like, they really feel like that. So, of
course there are people there, but sometimes even those people, you still have to know whether they realize it or not. They still have their own agenda of shit they like, and there are people who are gonna listen. There are people who hate you, dog. You make great female-friendly records at times. You're gonna get hate for that.
Right.
That even though I can name you 100 artists whose lives would be completely different if they could make one like that. If they could just, and they're good, by the way. Lotus Flower Bomb isn't a shit song. That's a good song that girls happen to like.
It starts off like that. It starts off like, babe, what you listen to? Oh, this Wale song. That nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then be like, oh, I love this song, girl. I love that. Like, why? Why you like, like I'm threatening. It's threatening to some men. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how it start. But then a lot of it start off like this. There's a lot of suburban white kids that never been to the hood before. They're like, well, I ain't hood, man. Let me throw this on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super ghetto hood, fabulous, crazy, murder, death, kill, homicide. Like, I'm about that life. I sip lean. I'm selling weed on Instagram. I'm chopping out the bando and all that. Like, they want to be they want to be down so bad, and I represent an articulate, black man. Like, I want to hear that, man. Give me the hood. I want the hood. I don't personify that to them.
Okay, there's a lot of good shit we're getting right now from Wale. I want to talk about something I've never asked you about publicly, and it's going to be kind of a big deal actually to hear you speak on it. And we'll eventually get to the fact that tomorrow night.
I know where this is going.
Tomorrow night, Redskins Giants. We're going to talk about that because we have Victor on the show earlier, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to hear, and obviously we'll be delicate in speaking about this because you have to be. Have you spoken publicly about the name the Washington Redskins?
Publicly, yeah, a couple times, but like, Dan Snyder is a personal friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? And
where's this name drop? Hold on.
We talked about the Redskins.
No, it's reasonable.
So I am mentioning the owner of the Redskins.
All right, so we'll keep that in mind that you're friends with Dan Snyder.
Yes,
all right.
And I was getting to something, Mr. Name Drop.
Okay.
Listen, so it's a weird situation because when he asked me, my opinion on it, and
my God, it's my dream is for him to ask me my opinion on it. What'd you say?
My thing is this: it might be subconscious because I don't go looking for it. I'm not educated enough on it to know if in fact offends people or the people that it's
relevant to.
Yeah,
Native Americans.
I'm not necessarily educated on that, and I won't speak on it because I'm not. On the other hand, I haven't looked to go find it because maybe subconsciously I'm scared that something that I've loved so long is in fact dark. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
Right.
But I'm not. I feel like I heard through somewhere that it wasn't offensive. I'm not sure, but people love to be offended in 2015.
Okay, so how about this? Let's revamp the question. Mm-hmm. If we could somehow calculate whether in fact there is a significant number of the population, let's say that number is 25% to 30%, making this up, of Native Americans are hurt when they hear that word. If that's the case, do you think that we should change the name?
I would probably want to understand why they're hurt. Because, sometimes people are rebels without a cause. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just want to be, they have picket signs because they have good handwriting. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people are like that. Sometimes people want to argue because they want to make an issue of something. You know what I'm saying?
Your gut, though, do you think that having a team mascot, and you have the chain that you wear around your neck with our logo on it, and I say our because you and I are the same. It's in our heart. It's a team that we love more than anything else. And there's nothing else outside of my family and life that I love as much as the Washington Redskins. Okay?
It, man.
So, but that said, in your heart, do you feel like there's a part of you that just I just think there's a part of me that nags at me that knows having human beings as a mascot is probably not right.
But it's been all I know. And
but that's not a good answer. That's the thing. That's not a reasonable answer.
That's right, because it could go the same way for racism. A clan member.
Whenever anyone responds to me, because I'm very in the middle on this, and whenever I say to someone, I think probably it should be changed, and their first answer is, but it's been so long. Right. I'm like, that's not a reasonable answer, because a lot of things. Gay marriage was wrong in people's eyes up until 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So there's a million things that are like that. So I just have this. It's very hard for me. I will tell you this. I think a lot of people use it as an easy issue to act politically correct about. Yeah. So it's a fun issue for people who like to take a stand on and say, I'm not going to say that word.
Yeah. It's like super pretentious. Like the team out of Washington. Yeah, I'm not going to say that because come on, bro.
For the people who refuse to call it that, what's the name that would play?
They just say Washington.
It's just like some fake stuff to be righteous for. And like I said, I don't say that to be degrading to nobody, but like it just seems a little pretentious, like a little bit contrived. How some people are like the team out of Washington. I'm not gonna say that, and like you know what I'm saying, like something don't seem genuine. Don't seem genuine.
What other issues are you really standing up for? Is that just a super easy one? So as it stands right now, though, you would say you don't have enough information to say that they should change the name.
I don't necessarily have enough, but I'm also here to say like if they tomorrow started going by Washington Warriors, I'd be just okay with that.
That's the team. That's the name I like too. If they were to change it, Washington Warriors,
yeah.
And I'd be fine with it too. As long as you keep burgundy and gold, you put an arrowhead on the helmet, I'll be fine.
I'm not tripping off like it's all.
We're very similar. We're very similar. Okay, so second question I have to ask you.
But the song will be gone.
The song would. Well, they'd still sing the song.
Hail to the Warriors. That's not that. It's all right.
It's not terrible.
After a while.
And guess what? Dan might write you a check to write a new chorus.
I would. Dan, if you're listening now, I will write. I actually have it written in my phone.
Yeah, it's already written. Okay, so our guy, RG3. Is dealing with an unfortunate injury. Kirk Cousins, what do you think of Kirk Cousins' performance? And first, what do you think of Kirk's performance on Sunday?
He was good. He played super comfortable. Like, it's different. Like I play ball, so I know what it feels like to know like I'm not gonna like even if I mess up, y'all can't take me out. Like I'm not like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm here. But like if I mess up, I'm still here. So I think he's playing like that. I think the team is they're fighting for him. I think they want him to win. He's playing super comfortable, and I've always wanted to see a day where we had a quarterback that was comfortable and that felt comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then when you drop back, you were comfortable with him,
Well, yeah, because last year was a tough year because you could tell Robert was uncomfortable. What do you think they do if the Redskins go 500 while Kirk's in the game playing and Robert comes back week 14? What do you think they do?
Well, this year you just gotta, you know what I'm saying, like play the hot quarterback this year. Then you readjust and you reevaluate when the season's over.
All right, so we got an answer there on the Redskins' name on Kirk Cousins.
But I think Griff is the better quarterback, though.
No, long term, I think we all. Well, not we all. I certainly feel that. I'll tell you, the one time Sunday when I missed RG3 was in that last drive.
Yeah.
Because Robert lives for those moments. Kirk was a gamer on Sunday. He was great, but in that last drive, some of those passes to me was a guy who's not quite ready for those moments yet.
Absolutely.
But listen, I'm a Redskins fan.
But he showed me a little bit of like young Mark Brunell, like, you know what I'm saying, like super like sure of himself. Like he showed me a little bit, like not necessarily a Brady, but he
has Brady-esque characteristics,
and I love that because he spread the ball. Like the first week he got Pierre the ball one time, and then it's like I feel like Pierre was like, "Yo, you do know I'm the guy.
You know I'm the guy."
And then 2 receivers going over 100
that's pretty amazing.
I ain't mad at that.
Well, I mean, 80 of Deshaun's came in 1 second, but still, I'll take it.
I'm not sure if it was the Eagles' defense or was it.
But by the way, he had 2. Sorry, Laura, we're gonna get past the minutia.
I like it. Talk football.
He dropped that one pass into Niles Paul on the right that was amazing, and then the 2 to Garcon on the left, the one where Garcon got popped.
Yeah, it was
and the other one on the sideline.
He like turned his back. Oh my god!
So there is
that was crazy right there.
So tomorrow night it goes down. Redskins Giants. I made a bet with Victor Cruz. Laura Stiles said she would like to make a bet with you on the Redskins Giants.
I don't even know football. What's my bet?
You said you wanted to make a bet with Wale.
I did?
You said you're rocking out with the Giants.
Oh yeah, because somebody has to stand up for the Giants.
So
just because Victor Cruz is my friend, that's the only thing that I have going.
What do you want to bet?
So what would it be? Okay, so I think the Giants are going to win tomorrow. Why? It's just a hunch. But let me see, what can I get from Wale?
I hate when girls make bets because
why?
They always win. Like it's like they don't know. When you don't know, like it's always like they always have like the best brackets. Yeah, Radford's gonna beat Duke. I think Radford's is gonna beat Duke. And,
I don't know. Listen,
I like Norfolk State over
honest, I don't know
Utah.
shit about football. I don't know anything about football. But I was like, you know what? We were in the room. I was like, look, somebody has to root for the Giants, so that will be me. So what? But what can I get from
How about if the Redskins win?
Okay.
You agree to take a topless picture wearing just his Redskins chain?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen.
That would have been iconic. It would have been iconic.
That's not gonna happen.
You're such a misogynist.
I know.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
I'm
trying to think of something good. What could you give him? What could you give him?
I don't know.
We'll think about it.
All right, we'll think about it.
iPhone 6.
iPhone 6?
iPhone 6. Miss Info does have a hookup.
Oh, you just put her on
I know,
Front Street.
Wow.
You just put Miss Info on.
Her phone ringing crazy right now.
I mean, Miss Info's got the hookup. Holla at Miss Info.